In the heart of Ghana, nestled deep within a dense forest, lay the secluded village of Obuasi. The villagers lived simple lives, relying heavily on the nearby river for their sustenance. Among them was a humble fisherman named Kudus, known for his kindness and unwavering determination. He lived a modest hut with his young daughter, Mansa. Kudus was dedicated to his craft, venturing into the river every morning before the sun had risen. One day, as dawn's first light filtered through the trees, Kudus prepared his nets and set off for another day of fishing. The river's calm waters mirrored the sky above, promising a fruitful catch. Kudus cast his net into the river and waited. Hours passed, but the net remained empty. Undeterred, Kudus moved to a different spot and tried again. As the sun climbed higher, casting a golden hue on the river, Kudus' patience began to wane. He decided to give it one last try before returning home. He threw his net with all his might, and to his surprise, he snagged something heavy. With great effort, Kudus pulled the net to shore. His heart raced with excitement as the thought of a large catch, but what he saw left him bewildered. Entangled in his net was a large wooden jar covered with strange symbols. Kudus examined the jar, curious about its origin. As he wiped away the mud and algae, he noticed a faint inscription. "He who opens this jar, beware the power within." Ignoring the warning, Kudus pried off the lid. Instantly, a thick dark smoke billowed out, swelling and coozling into the form of a towering Genii. The Genii's eyes blazed with anger as it glared down at Kudus. "Foolish mortal," it bellowed, its voice like thunder. "You have released me from my prison, and for that, you shall pay the price." Kudus, although frightened, managed to stammer, I am a humble fisherman. I mean no harm. Please spare my life." The Genii's expression softened slightly. "Very well," it rumbled. "You have freed me, and I'm bound by an ancient magic to grant you one wish. Choose wisely." Kudus' mind raced. He thought of the hardship he and his daughter faced, the struggle to provide enough food, the constant worry about the future. "I wish for a life free from hunger and poverty," he finally said. The Genii nodded, and with a wave of its hand, a magnificent feast appeared before Kudus. "Your wish is granted," the Genii intoned, "but remember, everything comes at a price." Kudus was overjoyed. He hurried home to share the bounty with Mansa, who marveled at the spread before them. Days turned into weeks, and Kudus and Mansa enjoyed a life of plenty. But the warning of the Genii lingered in Kudus's mind. One evening, as they sat by the fire, Mansa asked, "Father, where did all this come from?" Kudus hesitated, but decided to tell her the truth. "I released a powerful Genii from an old jar I found in the river. It granted us this abundance, but I fear there may be consequences." Mansa frowned. "We should be careful, Father." The Genii's warning was clear. As the months passed, strange occurrences began to plague the village. Crops withered, livestock disappeared, and a sense of unease spread among the villagers. Kudus couldn't shake the feelings that the Genii warning was coming to fruition. One night, as a storm raged outside, there was a loud knock on their door. Kudus opened it to find a figure shrouded in a dark cloak. The stranger stepped inside, revealing the Genii in human form. "I warned you, Kudus," the Genii said, its voice low and menacing. "Now, you must face the consequence of your wish." Kudus stood tall, his face replaced by determination. "I will not let my village suffer because of my action." "What must I do to make things right?" The Genii eyes glinted with a mixture of respect and amusement. "You must return the jar to its rightful place in the river, but you must do so before the next full moon. If you fail, the curse will be permanent." Without hesitation, Kudus gathered the jar and set off for the river, Mansa by his side. The storm raged on, making their journey perilous. They battled through the wind and rain, driven by the hope of saving their village. As they reached the river bank, the full moon began to rise. Kudus held the jar above his head, ready to return it to the depths. But the Genii appeared once more and blocked his path. "You have shown great courage," the Genii said. "I will offer you one final test. If you pass, the curse will be lifted. If you fail, all will be lost." Kudus nodded, prepared for whatever challenge lay ahead. The Genii raised its hand and the river's waters parted, revealing a part of a hidden chamber. "Retrieve the sacred stone from within and place it in the jar," the Genii instructed. Kudus and Mansa ventured into the chamber, their hearts pounding. They navigated through a series of traps and puzzles, their bond and determination guiding them. Finally, they reached the sacred stone. Its light will fill in the chamber. With a stone in hand, they hurried back to the river bank. Kudus placed the stone in the jar. The Genii form began to dissipate. "They have succeeded," the Genii voice echoed. "The curse is lifted. Live well and remember the lesson you've learned." The storm subsided, and the village returned to its former prosperity. Kudus and Mansa became known as heroes. Their story passed down through generations as a tale of bravery, wisdom, the power of selflessness. As the years went by, the story of Kudus and Mansa became a cherished legend in Obuasi. The villagers prospered and lived in harmony. Always mindful of the lessons from the past, Mansa grew into a wise and respected leader, guiding her people with the same courage and compassion her father had shown. One particular harsh dry season, the river that village depended on began to dry up. The villagers grew anxious, fearing the return of the hardship they once faced. Mansa, remembering the lessons of her father, called a meeting of the village elders, and the Genii's warning echoed in her mind. She spoke to them with a calm but resolved voice. "We have faced challenges before and emerged stronger because we stood together." Mansa said, "Let us not forget the spirit of Kudus, who faced the unknown with bravery and wisdom. We must find a way to sustain ourselves through this drought." The villagers, inspired by her words, set to work. They devised new methods for conserving water, planted drought-resistant crops, and dug deeper wells. Mansa herself led expeditions into the forest to find new sources of water and food. Despite the difficult circumstances, the spirit of cooperation and determination prevailed. One day, while exploring a distant part of the forest, Mansa and a group of villagers stumbled upon an ancient overgrown well. They cleared away the debris and discovered that it still held water. With great effort, they repaired the well and redirected its flow to the village. The discovery of the well brought much-needed relief to Obuasi. The villagers rejoiced, their faith in Mansa's leadership and their collective strength reaffirmed. The village once again flourished, the memory of the drought serving as a reminder of their resilience and unity. Years passed, and Mansa grew old. She saw her children and grandchildren grow up in a village that had become a beacon of hope and prosperity. One evening, as she sat by the river with her family, she shared the story of her father Kudus and the Genii's jar. Remember, she told them, the greatest treasures in life are not gold or jewels, but the love and courage we show one another. It is our kindness, our willingness to help each other in times of need, that truly make us rich. As the sun set over Obuasi, casting a golden glow over the village, Mansa's heart was filled with peace. She knew that the legacy of Kudus and the lessons they had learned would continue to guide her people for generations to come. And so, the story of Kudus and Mansa remained a cherished legend, a testament to the enduring power of love, wisdom, and community. The village of Obuasi thrived, and a living symbol of the strength that comes from facing adversity with courage and unity. The people of Obuasi never forgot the lessons of their ancestors, and their story continued to inspire all who heard it, a beacon of hope and resilience for generations to come. Moral lessons. The story of Kudus and Mansa in the village of Obuasi teaches several important moral lessons. 1. Courage and determination. Kudus' bravery in confronting the Genii and undertaking the perilous journey to lift the curse demonstrate the importance of facing challenges head-on with determination. 2. Responsibility and accountability. Kudus takes responsibility for his actions, recognizing the consequence of releasing the Genii and working tirelessly to rectify his mistake. This underscores the value of being accountable for one's action. 3. Unity and community. The villagers of Obuasi, under Mansa's leadership, showed how a community can overcome adversity through cooperation, shared effort, and mutual support. 4. Wisdom and caution. The story highlights the importance of heeding warnings and being cautious with unknown powers, as well as the wisdom to make thoughtful decisions that consider long-term consequence. 5. Selflessness and leadership. Both Kudus and Mansa exemplify selflessness and effective leadership. Kudus' sacrifice and Mansa's guidance ensure the well-being of their village, teaching the value of putting others' needs before one's own. Overall, the tale emphasizes that true wealth lies in love and courage and community spirit, rather than material abundance. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the rich cultural heritage of Ghanaian folktale. If you enjoyed this story and would like to hear more tales of wisdom, bravery, and community, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Tales to shine. Let's keep these timeless stories alive for future generations. Thank you.